Hello, my name is Elizabeth R., the Audacious Coach, and I help women live boldly by giving them tools that help them think clearly and speak up with confidence. Today, we're going to talk about how to move from weak boundaries to strong standards. If you struggle with weak boundaries, you already know how this feels. You say yes when you mean to say no. You agree to things that drain you. You over-explain yourself. You feel guilty for protecting your time. You keep the peace on the inside, but inside you also feel frustrated and overlooked. Weak boundaries are usually rooted in fear. Maybe you're scared of being rejected. You're scared of being confronted with conflict. Or maybe you could be scared of being seen as difficult. Or perhaps you fear losing that relationship. That's why you don't want to state your boundaries. But here's the truth. Every time you avoid setting a boundary, you slowly abandon yourself. Moving from weak boundaries to strong standards starts with one decision. You stop trying to be liked by everyone. Let's face it, we can't be liked by everyone. Even if 100 people liked you, there'll still be that one person that doesn't like you for whatever reason, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So it is important to get to that place where you really stop trying to be liked by everyone and you start choosing to respect yourself. When you respect yourself, it becomes much easier even for others to address you correctly. Strong standards mean you are clear about what is acceptable and what is not. You do not need to be loud. You do not need to be aggressive. You just need to be clear. First, get honest with yourself. What behavior drains you? Take a minute to think about it. What makes you feel small or disrespected? What are you tolerating that you know you should not be tolerating? In fact, the more you keep tolerating this thing, the more you feel so worthless that it affects your self-esteem and it also affects your confidence. If you cannot define your limits, you cannot defend them. Think about it. Have you taken a moment to actually think, all right, these are my no-go list. These are my boundary lines. These are my deal breakers. Or are you just going with the flow, hoping that, you want to keep the peace and have everybody like you and, just not really here, not really there, just somewhere in between? This method is not helping you, is it? No, it's not. Secondly, stop over-explaining. You do not need a long story to justify a simple no. No is a full sentence. I'm not available, for instance. Or, that doesn't work for me. And you leave it at that. I'm not comfortable with that. And you keep quiet. Let the awkward silence do its work. Sometimes people need that awkward silence to have a moment of reflection so they can see why they're trying to impose their urgency on you because of their lack of planning. So remember, thirdly, expect resistance. When you change, people notice, especially the people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. Some may test you just to check if this change is real, but if you're consistent, they soon realize, oh snap, this person has really grown up. Some may even question you. That does not mean you're wrong. It means you're growing, and it means that they're trying to figure out how to integrate the old version of you that they had in their minds with the new version of you that they're seeing you displaying in front of them. And they're having a bit of a difficult time trying to connect the two dots. And that's exactly what change looks like. If you have a friend and they haven't seen you in the last 10 years, and 10 years later they still recognize you, and you haven't changed much, everything is still exactly the same, chances are it's not a matter of consistency. It's just a matter of just lack of personal growth and not putting in the effort. Have a look into that. And then fourthly, follow through if you say you will not answer work calls after a certain time, for instance. Do not answer. If you say you will not tolerate disrespect, end the conversation when it happens. Communicate peacefully, communicate with respect, and then leave it at that. A boundary without action is just a suggestion. Always remember that. Strong standards are not about controlling other people. They're about leading yourself. They're about protecting your time, your energy, and your peace, and your purpose. And once you have a purpose and vision and direction for your life, sure, it needs a lot of your time. When you raise your standards, you stop negotiating your worth. And that is when your confidence becomes natural. Because your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, everything feels aligned. And you're not pulling in different directions. If you need deeper support with this, my book, Audacity Activated, will walk you through it step by step. It includes guided reflection questions to help you identify where your boundaries are weak and why. It also includes practical prayer scripts for those who need help building courage, clarity, and conviction, especially if speaking up still feels a little bit difficult for you. This is not just theory. This is a tool to help you think clearly, speak confidently, and set firm boundaries in your real life. And remember, confidence is not about being loud. Confidence is about staying put with your convictions and not budging, even in the face of adversity. Now that's real confidence. Thank you for tuning in and listening. This is Elizabeth R., the Audacious Coach. Learn how to live boldly by thinking clearly, speaking confidently, and setting firm boundaries.